Okay, so it's the first video I've made on this channel, and I'm going to be showing you an interpreter I made using Python. So, I've got the actual code of the interpreter here. So what I've got is at the bottom here, I'm using sys to fetch the arguments from a command line, which I've got down here. So basically, the first argument, well, the second, but yeah, will be code.txt. Code.txt is the file which we have our code in. This is the language that this is interpreting. It's a completely made up language, but anyway. So it's getting that file, and then what it's doing is it's scanning it. So it scans every single word. It splits it into spaces, and then it sees what it logs in, what it matches up to. So in this case, squiggly brackets are strings and square brackets are variables. So if it fetches a squiggly bracket, then it reads everything in between them as a string, and then does whatever it wants with it. Where if it's a square bracket, it saves variables into a folder called variable. So all of this will be, or the whatever the person inputs would be saved into a file called A, and then with the square brackets it just fetches that file and then reads what's in it. So, without further ado, this should run this code through this Python interpreter. So, please enter password. Okay, the password is password. Okay, how are you today? Good, and it should say great. There we go. And there it is. Now the problem with this is it can do a ton of stuff because it basically uses a module called rcode, which is this here, and basically this allows you to do a bunch of stuff in Python with one command. It just makes everything easier. So this is really handy for doing things quickly and easily, but you can only run it on computers that have this interpreter. So, but what if you want to make it into a binary file? So I made a compiler, and it's really simple. Rather than building a brand new compiler for this, what I did is I used a Python compiler called PyInstaller, and basically what I do is I save this code in the same file as the interpreter and then compile the interpreter. So then we've got an executable of this code. So yeah. So I know this was a really quick and short video, but I just wanted to show you some general stuff and see if you like it. So yeah, bye.